John Wayne B.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, look. Too hot, the haters know they can't fade us. Headed to the top, just stay tuned for the latest. Soon as the episode drop, they gotta play us. All I know is we got the flavor.
What's up? It's your boy Los LOS from the Flava Podcast. You are listening and watching the Flava Podcast. And today has been a day, if you see me wearing the same outfits, because we're having two episodes today. Regularly we have one episode, but today we're having two. I've been blessed. And when I'm able to interview two people in one day or interview just one person, it's a blessing that they even accept it, because they're busy, extremely busy people taking their time to spend some time with me. So I want to give a shout out to the last one that was here. Her name was Carmen Santiago. Thank you, Carmen, for being here and sharing your life with us and letting people know who you who you are. Today, you know what? I got a hot topic. It's going to be real quick. The Bulls are winning. The last game I saw was the Lakers game, which was everyone went crazy. And I just heard today they won again. So shouts out to the Bulls. That is the hot topic for today. But right now on the table, I had just, I think I've known him a little bit under a year. I met him at his place called Chicago Theater Works, and he is a serial entrepreneur. He has so many businesses. I don't know where to start, but it's his passion. He likes doing this, and I'm going to bring him up, and he goes by the name of Nick Ramos. What's up, Nick?
What's going on, young man?
You call me young. I'm an old man, but thank you so much.
Yes, man. Pleasure. I appreciate you bringing me in, man. I got to see you in action at the venue, and I was like, oh, this is a dope setup. But this is beautiful. I love the little touches in the front. That's all the 80s and the 70s gear in the front. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, 80, it's actually one side is the 80s hip hop, and the other side is when they really started bringing out like cameras and whatnot and camcorders back in the 1950s and 60s.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got two sides of it, which, you know, I just love those eras, you know.
Dope.
If I could go back to the 1940s and 50s and be an adult man, I think I would love that. I like that era.
I say yes. Maybe 60s.
Cool era.
60s for me. I probably would have came in the 60s.
As long as they're treating me well.
Yes,
because
exactly.
back then they were not treating Latinos well. Let's just be real.
Yeah, we were sitting in the same place. For sure.
But Nick, man, tell the people what you do and who you are and what makes you tick.
Oh, man. First of all, I'm a family man. I got 3 amazing kids and an amazing wife. Blessed, man. I've been working in the corporate world for a long time, 21 years to be exact. We talked about that. And kind of when COVID happened, bought my first business, which was Final Cuts Barbershop. And from there, it's just kind of gone on to Wicker Park Bodega, which we're in the process of reopening, and Chicago Theater Works, and got my hands on something right now. I won't share too much, but we should be opening up in a month or so. It's already purchased, already named. It's just not officially opened to the public, and I haven't announced it yet, but as soon as I do, you'll be the first person to tell.
That's awesome. So it's multiple businesses you have. Tell the people, how do you do it?
Oh, man. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Hold on a second. Camera on me. You see how he took that sigh? Like, Chacho.
You know what, man? It's like, I think I do it, man, day by day. Because it's overwhelming sometimes, right? Because, you have multiple people calling you all the time. I don't have an assistant. I mean, I do, but like, it's hard because I like to make sure that I'm controlling certain things. Like certain things go to her, and most of the things go to me. And even if they go to her, she calls me to be like, "What do I do?" So I'm like, you know what? Let's skip it, right? So sometimes it gets overwhelming. But what I do is I just take it day by day. You know what I mean? I focus on today. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Let's get like through the day today. And I wake up every day at 4 a.m. So that's one thing I do. 4 a.m. club. I'm up by 3:50. I'm up. I'm brushing my teeth, do what I got to do, have my coffee, and I sit down and I go through my emails, go through text messages that I missed because I went to bed at 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? So
because you have to sleep sometime.
yeah. So I try to go to bed like at 9, and try to wake up at 4 in the morning and kind of tackle the day by 4 a.m. and get ahead of things. And pretty much at work I still kind of, like I said, I'm still working at the hotel, so I have the luxury of having my own space and having my office and working on some of my personal stuff on the dime on their clock. But they're fine. They're making billions of dollars. They're not worried about me. So I get ahead of there. That helps me a little bit. But reality is it gets overwhelming, and sometimes you just have to take a step back and be like, you know what? I don't need to respond to everything right now. I can get to it when I get to it, and that's kind of what I do. Just to don't assume that anybody else is more important than anybody else. Just getting it done one task at a time and taking my sweet time. And as long as everything's resolved at the end of the day, I'm fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So you have Chicago Theater Works.
Yep.
You have the Bodega.
Yep.
What's the Bodega called?
Wicker Park Bodega. That's with Mr. Willie Santiago, my partner. If you guys know Willie, credit card processing king, got to shout him out, right?
That's right. So the Bodega, the Chicago Theater Works, the Bodega, you own property?
Yeah, I own properties. Yep.
What else is there?
There's Final Cuts Barbershop.
The barbershop.
Yeah.
How can I forget that when I got my haircut there
you got
a few
haircut
times,
there.
whatnot. Are you a barber as well?
No, never cut hair in my life.
Oh.
What's funny? I was a dog groomer, which is crazy.
That is funny.
Yeah,
that's bad funny.
Yeah, so my first job, besides working with my dad, doing 1,000 things, right, that he made me do for free. But like my first paying job I was 14 years old. I worked at Peter and the Wolf Canine Training Center, which was on Western and Barry. It was a dog training facility. I got a job for $5 an hour, picking up dog poop.
What year was this?
1996.
Okay, so $5 an hour. $5 an hour?
Yeah, I was making $75 on the weekend.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Poop.
I had my FUBU hoodie, my FUBU hat. That $75 was clean. I would go to the Brickyard and get laced. So, that $75, it was back then, that was big money.
Oh, yeah.
I remember like getting that check. I was like, yo, I got to work from 12 o'clock to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. Well, at 14 years old, most kids, they don't even think about work, right? They're partying, they're outside, doing whatever, they're playing video games. Not me. I had a job from like I was 14. But that job kind of led me to, becoming the kennel manager. And then the owner, Peter, who was like, man, like a father figure to me. This guy was amazing. He said, hey, I want to send you to grooming school so you can groom dogs here.
Right.
And that's what I was going to do. I was going to go to grooming school, but I was practicing and I was pretty good at it. So I ended up getting a job as City Groomers, which was over there by Southport and by Lakeview. Okay. And I was working Saturdays and I was cutting.
Oh, that's some good money out there.
Yeah. I was like 17 years old, making like $300 on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So that was going to be like my career. I was like, I'm going to cut dog hair. You know what I mean?
For the rest of my life.
But then I had allergies. And then I started, like I couldn't even smell dogs no more. Like I love dogs. Like I personally love dogs, but like the dander and all that, I'm sneezing. I'm going on dates and I'm with tissue. I was like, oh yeah, this is it. The career's over.
That date is over.
That date is over.
I don't know about. She didn't think about COVID because we didn't have COVID back then, but still.
This man's always sneezing. What's he doing? But it was literally just like all the dog hair. So yeah, no, I cut dog hair, never human hair. I attempted human hair. It was not as easy as cutting dog hair, believe it or not.
The customer wasn't happy?
Well, the customer was a friend of mine, and his mom came screaming at me. I did graphics. Yeah.
Whoa. And you went for graphics, bro.
I went for the kill.
That
poor kid had to shave bald. He had to shave bald. He was like, he had a twin brother. I'll never forget this. His twin brother's like, man, I'm glad he went first. So I don't cut hair. Just you guys are safe. There's 15 barbers there that'll take care of you and lace you, and you don't got to worry about me. I just sweep hair.
Wow. But since you're an entrepreneur and you get yourself into a lot of businesses, would you open a dog groomer? I mean, I just paid $100 for my dog.
Yeah, no, it gets pricey.
You know what I'm saying?
It's pricey. I got two, so it gets pricey. You know what? It's funny you say that, but I actually looked at one in Wooddale about 2 years ago, and I was gonna buy it. The problem was the groomer that I needed a groomer to bring a groomer in, and it was my buddy of mine, and he said, yeah, I'm in, and then he wasn't fully in, and I just didn't feel comfortable buying it because I know I wasn't gonna cut dog hair.
You were not gonna be there.
Nah, I was gonna, there was 4 groomers in there, and believe it or not, so in the grooming world, how it works is 60-40. 60%. So they get 60% and I get 40% of the cut. So it would have been guaranteed money. You know what I mean?
You get all those groomers.
Yeah, all day. So the more groomers you get, the more money it is. But I wasn't going to be there and it just wasn't going to work out. But it was a good deal. I thought about it. I actually was considering it. If he would have jumped, I probably would have bought it.
Yeah.
You know, and then I ended up finding Chicago Theater Works. So it ended up working out better.
That's awesome.
You know, I was always looking for another business. Every day I was online looking. My thing is I like to buy businesses that are established and I could just modify them and make them my own thing.
Yeah.
You know, so like I'm always looking online. Like still sometimes I find myself looking. I'm like, what am I looking for? Like relax. Like, you know, like take a chill pill. You don't got time.
Get off the internet.
Yeah,
Put the phone down.
It happens.
Go take a nap.
Yeah, it's, you know, like people be on Facebook and I'm looking on what business to buy. I swear to God.
Bro, I'm getting myself into AV, right? And this is just because someone asked me to, hey, since you do podcasting.
Not a bad idea.
Do you do AV? And I'm like, I didn't say no right away. I said, do I do AV? And I said, Jesus, do I do AV? And Jesus replied after some prayer, do the AV.
Do the AV.
Do the AV.
You're in that field.
And I said, okay, well, I've never done it before. I've been in the entertainment business for 24 years and now back into podcasting and whatnot. And I've always done something at church when it comes to being in front of the mic, right? Holding the mic.
Yeah.
But never in the back, you know, plugging
Splitters.
things up. Right.
Yeah,
I've never
all
done that before. My DJs have done that. People I've hired done that. But me, myself, no. So I had to go out and I said yes. And I was like, okay, let me call my DJ friends.
Yeah.
It's time to call Point. DJ Point's my guy. So I Point, yo, I need some help. I got myself into something. Can you help me out with this? He said, yo, bring the stuff to me. Brought everything to him, what I bought, which I bought on Facebook Market. I took a risk, right? Because you never know if that stuff's going to work or not. I took a risk. But I always told somebody, I'm a Christian, but I'm not a dummy. I picked this up at your house.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'm not a Christian, but I'm not a dummy. And took it to Point. Point checked it out. Everything worked.
Oh, beautiful. You got projectors and everything?
No, I'm not doing projector yet.
You're
So I'm just
like-
doing sounds right
Like
now.
lavalier, mics, and all
Yes,
that?
yes, all that. So the mixer, the speakers, the wires,
Nice.
the mics and whatnot. So I'm just doing that right now.
Yeah.
The subwoofers and all that stuff. So he checked out everything for me. It's working fine. So I'm like,
Beautiful.
let's do
So now you
this.
got an AV business, huh?
Overnight.
It just happens.
Overnight. So I was being a little bit like you.
Yeah.
And being around guys like you do that to me.
Nah, you're a Libra. That's natural. That's weird. We have a disease, man. We don't know how to act. I always say, you know what's funny? Every Libra that I meet is like that, man. It's crazy. I'm not to say that other, you know, I don't believe like zodiac signs like that, but like I feel like every Libra that I know is always doing 20,000 things. They're not satisfied.
You know what?
know?
I think that's true.
It's just the drive.
My wife says the same thing about me. It's like, you're in one thing, you know that thing, you want to do more things. I'm like, it's not even about the money. It's more about I like accomplishing things.
Yeah. You like the feeling, the driven.
Yeah.
It's a driven feeling, right? Like you want to be driven and it's almost a gift and a curse because you're constantly driven that you don't know how to stop the car and enjoy the view, and that's so important. Like as I'm getting older, I'm learning that.
Yeah. Well, so what do you do to slow down a little bit? Since
I leave, I go on vacation.
bro, I just saw.
I just go on
Did your
vacation.
son or somebody send you to a spa or something like that?
Oh, my son. Yeah, my son got me a Christmas gift that I've been so busy. I literally just got to use it. I had to reschedule that thing like 5 times. They probably hate me at Trump Towers, you know? And the funny part is like, I'm so busy. I couldn't get to it. So finally my wife's like, hey, are you good to go for Friday? Because we can't reschedule no more. They won't. They said they're not going to reschedule.
They
no more.
done.
So I was like, yeah, I was. And I had a quinceañera going on at the venue. But luckily, I had great staff that was taking care of the place for me. And I didn't have to really worry about it. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's decompress. Let's go and have a nice spa day and have a nightcap. You know what I mean? So I got
This was
to
you
enjoy it.
solo?
Me and the wife.
Okay, because the pictures look like you were solo.
Oh, it was one picture I posted. It
You're
was
like, forget the world, it's just me.
Yeah. You know what's funny? She took that picture and it was funny because I wasn't even. It was funny because she caught me in my moment. She's like, "Oh my god, you so belong here." She said, "There was another one when I was drinking champagne." I said, "I'm not posting that one," but she captured that moment and I posted it because it was so great. I was like, this is probably the most relaxed I've been. And I got the little Trump chanclas on.
I saw.
My boys were lighting me up. They're like, bro, please tell me. I'm like, listen, I don't do politics, but those are comfortable.
They were comfortable.
And they were free. I stole them. They came home with me.
Camera on me. You heard what he said? They were free. I stole them.
He ain't gonna miss them. The funny part is I told the guys, this, I'm probably gonna steal these. And he's like, you want me to get you some new ones? And I was like, here's $20 tip, sir.
Yeah, here you go.
So I really technically paid for them because I tipped the guy.
You did pay for them.
Yeah.
You stood there, period. Yeah. You stood by staying there.
I had them in my hoodie. I'm so ghetto, man. You can't take the Humboldt Park out of the Humboldt Park kid.
Jesus Christ. So talking about that Humboldt Park, you were raised in Humboldt Park?
Man, you know what? Yeah. So I actually, I got here when I was 8 years old from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So I moved into Bucktown, first neighborhood I moved into, right? Which was right there on Wabansie and Damon. Uh-huh. And then from there, Wicker Park. Uh-huh. And then from when I was 10, I moved to Humboldt. When I was 11, I moved to like Humboldt Park area. And then from there, it was just Humboldt Park pretty much my whole life until, you know, as all the Humboldt Parks people moved to the Brickyard area. Yeah. I call it the Humboldt Park movement.
And they did.
They did. I swear. They moved towards Portage and Elmwood Park. And
I ended up going that way myself. I live 2 blocks away from here, bro.
Yeah. So you're in Dunning.
It is right there. The Brickyards are over there.
Yeah.
I am in Dunning. Right out of, people don't know, Dunning is right out of Belmont Cragen. So it's across the street.
It's the higher end Belmont Cragen. I call it.
A little bit. It's quieter.
Yeah,
it's quieter.
Yeah.
Cool.
Funny.
But listen, we're going to be back with Nick Ramos. See you in a minute. Peace. What's up? It's your boy Los LOS from the Flava Podcast, and we are having an 8-week course right here at the Flava Podcast studio, and you're invited. What you gonna get for that? So what you'll learn each week. Week 1, intro, podcasting. What's your why? Week 2, equipment and studio setup. Keep it professional. Week 3, content planning, building engaging episodes. Week 4, recording techniques. Be clear and be confident. Week 5, editing basics. Turning raw audio into gold. Week 6, hosting and interviewing skills, mastering your mic. Week 7, distributing your podcast, platforms, and promotion. Week 8, launch your strategy, grow your audience, and monetize. For the first 10 students, you only pay $297. After the 10, the price goes up to $397. So be one of the first 10 to sign up now. So, I can't wait to see you here at the Flava Podcast studio. Sign up now. What's up? It's Los, and I am back. And I forgot to say that Liz and Sully are not here today. Sully's working her 100th job. And Liz, she's in the hospital right now. She is good. Relax. Take it easy. The girl is good. You're still going to see her. You're still going to see her TikToks and all that stuff. She should be coming out today. And blessings and prayers for Liz. You will be seeing her not on the next pod because it's her anniversary. So her and her husband are going to go out and do something. But the following one, you guys will see her, and you will be seeing Sully too.
Shout out to Sully, my Libra sister.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Sully. So we're back. If you just saw, we're back with Nick Ramos.
My bad.
It's all good. Nick, we're going to do a This or That. This or That's a game that we play here at the Flava Podcast.
Sure.
Some are going to be serious, some are going to be real silly. And I like starting off with the real silly ones, just to break the ice. And we do this for the people that are watching this, right? The viewers that are watching this, the people that are just watching you right here, get to know you a little bit better. Okay. Not just this guy that owns a bunch of businesses and whatnot. And because let's be honest, a lot of times we think these guys that own a lot of businesses are rude and mean and just nasty people, right?
Yeah.
Because they supposedly have it all. But we're not, and I know you're not, what I'm saying? And I've only known you for, I'm going to say 10 months now. And I know your heart. And there's
I
a
think
reason.
we're a year in.
You think it's a year?
Yeah, a year in. Yeah, because we were doing the events with Angel, and that was already been a year.
Well, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a year.
It's a year anniversary, bro.
Oh, wow.
You didn't give me nothing?
We're going to give him something later on. But we're going to do the this or that. So this or that is you either choose this or that, and then you explain why you're choosing that, okay? So we're going to start off right now. And the first one is Tom or Jerry?
Oh, come on now. Jerry.
Why?
I mean, it's the first time I'll say I'm a rat. Yeah, all right, because I mean, he's the GOAT. He never got caught.
Okay.
He always got away from Yeah, wait. Jerry's the mouse, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. I just want to forget. I had to think about that. He never gets caught. He always does the bad things. You know what I mean? So I always liked him.
I see this. He always messed around with Tom.
Yeah.
Tom was always just minding his business.
He
you know what I'm
was,
saying?
man. I felt bad because Tom got it all. He got every trick that Jerry did. He fell for it.
He fell for it. You know, the number one episode, and a lot of people like this episode, but the number one episode is two. Well, actually two. The one with his uncle showed up with the guitar, coming around and reading, right? Campbell, I just lost a whisker. That's one of my favorite shows. And then the other one with Tom, where he was trying to serenade the girl cat, and he would play a song for her. I don't even remember that.
It was like a banjo, right?
He'll play the blues off of it or whatnot.
God, I remember. I haven't seen that.
Oh, one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
As a kid. I'm grateful because I hear a lot that people don't have childhoods.
Yeah.
I had a childhood.
Had a good, healthy childhood.
We lived in a good neighborhood where the neighborhood took care of you because my mom worked 2 jobs and went to school.
Yeah.
The neighborhood took care of us.
God bless.
I had a good childhood.
That's awesome.
I can't complain about having a bad
I
childhood.
think, man, if in the 80s, you know, it was just different, man. It was different. The cartoons were different. The cereal was different.
Yeah.
You know, the people were different. You know, they would take care of you. Now, people don't even want to do you a favor.
They're afraid too. Sometimes
They'll sue me. They think
right,
they'll sue.
exactly.
Yeah. No. As you hear crazy stuff, you know, you hear a lot of crazy stuff. So, I mean, I don't trust everybody with my kids, you know what I mean? But I also know that sometimes you need help. And as parents, we help each other out. You know, we help other parents out. They help us out. And but again, you choose, who's who. You know what I mean?
So next question is Batman. My voice cracked there. Batman or Superman?
Man, I was just watching Batman before I came here. So you know what my answer is going to be.
Okay.
Watching the OG, the part 1 with Heath Ledger, best Joker.
Okay.
So Batman all day.
Okay. So that's your favorite one?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
This with Heath Ledger was your best Batman series because they had different kind of Batmans.
I mean,
The original one, and you had
Yeah, no, I gotta say that the Batman with this guy, what's his name? The guy that plays Batman, that series is the best one with him. What's his name? Oh my God, from American Psycho.
Oh, I forgot his name. I wouldn't. Viewers. Yeah, yo, if you know his name, type it on the bottom in the comments. Type it. I forget his name, bro.
Christian Bale.
Is it Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Could
yeah.
be.
Yeah, it
Maybe.
is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. His is with Tom Hardy, with Vane and all that. Oh my God, yeah. That's that's the best Batman series there is because you can watch those movies like 5-10 times. You know how you can watch a movie 10? I can't even tell you. I think I watched Superman once and maybe twice, but that's the difference right there.
You know, I am a Superman fan, but I do appreciate Batman movies.
Oh yeah.
I think Superman movies are kind of cheesy.
They are, man.
And Batman's a little bit dark and, a little bit more realistic.
It is. You know what's funny? I never knew that Batman never killed somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it threw me off. Like that scene where he's going to run Heath Ledger, and Heath Ledger Joker knew that he didn't have it in him because he doesn't kill villains. And I was like, oh, man, I never even... I literally saw it today and it reminded me like, wait, Batman doesn't kill nobody. I don't think he does. He ever does.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I know he didn't do it in the first Batman ever.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. Because the new Joker, he kills people.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Joker kill people. Yeah.
He kills.
Yeah.
He kills, definitely kills. So, arroz blanco or white rice? I'm sorry, arroz blanco, which is the same thing.
Yo.
Or arroz con gandules.
Oh, come on now. Arroz con gandules. Well, man, hold on. It's so tough. Hold on. Let me take that. Because arroz blanco, if the habichuelas are fire, and I'm talking about abuelita made them, and in that big pot, man, with calabaza and a little jamon in there, I'm going to go white rice and beans all day.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm with. I'm with the white rice. Because you could do many things with it. So you got the...
Garbanzos with the salchichas.
No, papi,
and all that.
You throw on the egg on top.
Oh, yeah, the egg all day. All day. But I'm not going to lie. I throw the egg on gandules too. I don't care. Man, I'm a savage. I'll throw the egg on that too.
Con pegao?
I don't care, bro.
How the other people say con con?
Oh, pegao's fire too, yeah. Yeah. But I like the white rice with the good beans.
Okay, awesome. So... Let's see. Chicago Cubs or Chicago Sox?
I had a Cubs tattoo. So you already know the answer to that. And I had it before they won the World Series, guys. So don't come for me.
So either way, if you would have picked Cubs or you would have picked the Sox, you like suffering.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, low key, right? I mean, we finally won one in 2016. I'll take it.
Yeah, because the best team in the world is the hat you have on right now. That's the best team in the world.
You know what? I like the Yankees. I always root for the Yankees. I mean, again, like I feel like everybody's a Yankee fan.
Everybody's a Yankee fan.
Like I've
they're
been
the
wearing
American team.
Yeah, they're like what the Bulls were in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who wears a Mets hat? Think
Seriously,
about that. Yeah, like
when's the last time I see someone wear a Mets hat?
Just saying, you know,
just
like the I'm not gonna lie, like the White Sox hat is doper than the Cubs hat, and I hate it
because back then we used to rock that. We used to rock.
Yeah.
Everybody used to rock.
Black hat.
Whether you were into baseball or not, you used to rock that hat.
Yeah.
L.A. used to rock that hat.
Exactly.
You know
Ice Cube all day. Yeah.
All day. Yeah. Just like
it's part of the culture.
Just like that hat you have right now. Everybody wears that hat all across the country.
All over the world. Yeah.
So here we go. Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers.
God, what are you insulting me now?
I am.
The Bears all day,
but
man.
Why? But why?
Bears, because I love the Bears. In Green Bay, I hate them.
But what you love about the Bears?
I mean, man, you know what? I think when I got here from Puerto Rico, I got a secondhand jersey. It was a secondhand jersey over there in Milwaukee. That thrift store. I think like $1.50 for that thing. It was oh my God, it was a Walter Payton used jersey. It was like $1.50, and I wore that thing until I was like 12. Wow. So, it was faded. You couldn't even see the number no more. So Bears became automatically my team. You know what I mean? I just got here. I didn't even know what football was. Because in Puerto Rico, you don't see American football. Like back then, maybe now, right? But back then, there was no American football. You didn't see nothing. You barely saw baseball or anything. I didn't know who the Bulls were or nothing until I got here.
So what part of Puerto Rico, since you mentioned Puerto Rico, what part of Puerto Rico?
Lares.
Lares. Where is that in
It's in the campo. You don't. There's nothing to do there. The only thing we're known for is that ice cream. So like Puerto Rico, Lares had that ice cream parlor that had every flavor ice cream, like habichuela ice cream, calabaza ice cream.
There's habichuela ice cream?
Yeah, it was like a big deal.
Do people know this?
Yeah, people used to drive over there. Like it used to be our regular spot, and then we said, well, "Who are these tourists? Why are they here?" They were there for the ice cream. Like they were driving, because I remember like they their definition of viral back then was, I think one of the big news from America came there to try the ice cream and made a big deal about it. So people saw it on TV, and then it started driving over there to get ice cream. So when you would go to like what was like the downtown of Puerto Rico in our hometown, it was jam packed for that ice cream parlor.
Do they still do that?
They do. They have the ice cream parlor still. It's not the same family. It's not a big deal no more because now everybody kind of stole their idea and does it in every part of town. But that's the OG.
I'm from Vega Baja. I've never heard of that.
Oh, bro, the corn ice cream. Best ice cream.
Corn ice cream?
Corn ice cream. The best ice cream you'll ever have in your life. They sprinkle like a little cinnamon on it. Insane.
You know, I'll be there in June. So
Go, bro. Trust me.
Definitely going to remember this.
Get that corn ice cream. Man. I was telling my kids about it, and they were like, ew. And then they had it. They're like, oh. I was like, yeah, I told you. I said, this is the childhood. This was something that I enjoyed as a kid. You know what I mean? So, like, it was good to take them over there a couple of years ago, and we drove over there to my hometown, and I said, we're going to the ice cream parlor. That's the first thing we did before we saw our family.
Sorry, this first.
Yeah, all my family lives over there, but I was like, yeah, they're going to be there after this ice cream parlor. We're going to hit this ice cream parlor real quick.
Wow. So we're going to go hip-hop or R&B? What's your go-to?
Man, you'll be surprised. I mean, I like hip hop, of course, but sometimes I get the R&B playlist be smacking sometimes. So I'm very 50-50 on that. Because I mean the old R&B, you know what I mean? And some of the new stuff, some of the new people like Bryson Tiller. I like Bryson Tiller, and certain people like, you know what I mean? But more of the old.
So you'll go like Erykah Badu. No, older than that?
Not Erykah Badu. No. More Lauryn Hill.
Jill Scott.
Jill Scott's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Or Keith Sweat. You know what I mean?
You going way. You going New Jack City back.
112. You know what I mean?
Jodeci.
Jagged Edge. You know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Me and my one of my co-hosts, one of my ex-co-hosts, we had a challenge. So who's better? Jodeci? I'm not. No, it was what is the guy that jumps up and down? I forgot his name now. Drew Hill.
Drew Hill. Oh yeah, Drew Hill was fire.
Drew Hill
Yeah.
or Jagged Edge.
Oh, Drew Hill had more hits. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Cisco was a beast. I mean, Cisco was a better singer than anybody. So you got to go with Drew Hill.
All right, JC, you won that one. All right, I'm big time.
Jagged Edge is
Jagged
dope.
Edge.
But
Big time Jagged Edge.
they had like a one tone sound where Drew Hill had multiple sounds.
Yeah, multiple sounds.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think that's the game changer.
Cool. You got that one. Whatever. So we're gonna go with this is a very serious one. Extremely serious. Chicago pizza or New York pizza?
Come on, man. Chicago all day.
Why?
Because this is better. Have you ever, you know how you eat a New York pizza? Like this. Your neck hurt.
Your neck hurt.
Pizza be falling on your forearm.
I say that's a. Oh my God! They serve this pizza here. What's it called? The big pizza they have here at that place?
Bocce's?
Bocce's. That's a Bocce's pizza. Not to be mean to Bocce's, but that's what the New York pizza is.
I'm gonna share a funny story. Then you said Bocce's. I used to go to Bocce's on Chicago Avenue by Western. I used to hang out like in that area, and the father, the old, rest in peace because he passed away. I know the old man used to kick me out of that front all the time. He used to be, hey, he cursed at me, get the out of here. I don't want you in front of my store. I said, bro, I just bought pizza. Let me be. I'm just eating my slice. No, I don't want it. He thought, we were doing gang stuff and all that.
Your pizza.
Yeah, but
His
he didn't want
pizza.
nobody in front of his store. Fast forward years later, when I started working at the Hilton, I had my suit on, and I went over there to get some pizza, and the old man was still there, and he didn't remember me. And I was like, hey, can I eat my pizza in front of your store? He's like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, man. And I was like, huh? I said, you didn't let me eat my pizza back in the day. And I told him why I was. He's like, oh, yeah, you can't stand in front of my store. I remember.
He said that?
He was joking. He was like, hey, man. He's like, there was a bunch of young punks, and, I didn't want the place to get shot up. And I understood, back then, that's how, if you stood in front of you already know what time it was,
Yeah.
So, like, it was funny, though. It was like, that was the
love
go-to.
that story, bro.
$5 a slice with a soda? Come on, you can't beat that. That pizza will feed you for the whole day.
Yeah. But that's New York pizza.
Yeah, it's
Literally a pie.
Yeah,
It's a pie.
it's trash.
Yeah.
It's trash.
So now that you said Chicago pizza,
Yeah.
where in Chicago? What pizza?
Are we talking about thin crust or deep dish? If we do deep dish, Pequots all day.
Did you hear that, people? Did you?
Pequots. Yeah, Pequots all day.
Yes, that's my favorite spot in the world.
Oh, yeah, facts. Yeah.
Deep dish and pan.
Yeah. But man, I'm a thin crust guy, man. I rather do thin crust all day. Believe it or not, man, John's, which was on Western, I miss it. It's closed down. That was like legendary. Man, Father Son was even dope too. Like until later on,
Iconic.
Yeah, like Father Son from the '90s. It just in the 2000s, it kind of got whack. I don't know what happened to it. It was salty and the bread wasn't the same. But in the '90s, that was the crispy, perfect pizza.
Yeah.
Fiesta on the South Side, fire, thin crust. Vito Nicks. Yeah, there's a bunch. Chicago, man, the one thing about Chicago is you will never go hungry here. Like, there's so many. This is for pizza, you can travel anywhere, and it's just crazy. Like, everybody has their own style.
If you're trying to lose weight in Chicago,
it's horrible for you.
You gotta be disciplined.
Yeah, you can definitely take pizza vacations. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, my favorite place in the world, because I've been going there since I was 12 years old, is Pequot's.
Pequot's? Oh, which one? Did you used to go to the OG on Morgan Grove?
The one at Webster.
On Webster? Okay.
Webster, because I used to go to Webster Theater first.
Yeah.
Or second.
Because Uncle Bert's, Uncle Bert's over there in Morgan Grove, it's Pequot's too. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And I used to, man, it's
But I just
fire.
found that out a few years ago. That was the original.
Yeah, it's
Pequot's was
original.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong, man. Pequot's you got to eat it there, though. That's the thing about Pequot's. People like, oh, I've had it. It's not all that. Did you eat it there? No, I took it to go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's not the same when you take it to go.
That's exactly what I hear.
You have to get that crunch sound. They got to scoop it up from the side. You put it on your plate right there, and then the cheese melt. That's a game changer.
Man, when I get to my desired weights, I am going to have some
a cheat day, a cheat meal. A cheat meal. Yeah, you
desired weight.
Go ahead. You earned it. Have it this week.
I got 28 more pounds to go.
28, and then you're going to eat that piece. You're going to gain them all back. That's one thing. Don't ever weight yourself.
Johnny's beef.
You know what? Don't ever weight yourself after eating pizza. I made that mistake because, I'm on my journey. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I ate like 2 slices. I was like, I'm going to eat 2 slices only because I really... Man, it's like you step on the scale, that all that sodium and that water. I know it's not accurate, but it was like, oh, I'm never eating pizza again. I'm never eating pizza again. That'll mess up your scale game.
Pequod's, yeah. Pequod's is my weakness. That, like I was saying, Johnny's beef.
Johnny's beef on North Avenue?
Yes, sir.
You know what, man? It don't taste the same no more. They sold it to the
I just
workers.
had some the other day, bro. It was awesome. It was
See,
amazing.
don't taste the same to me. The owner sold it to the workers. You know that, right? Like the guy that works it owns it now, because before it was
the Mexicano up in front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he owns it. And I feel like they did something because it tastes different, bro. It don't taste the same.
Huh.
Yeah. And the portions are different too.
Yeah, it wasn't the other day I took it because I've been on my weight loss journey for the last week and a half ago. But when I went, it was good.
I think Marco's beef is better than Johnny's, and I'm gonna say it. Anybody come fight me?
Marco's on Fulton?
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to find you, bro.
Yeah.
Because I don't think so.
Bro, I'm telling you, I think Marco's beef is better than Johnny's.
They got some good wings.
They do got good wings, yeah. Believe it or not, Marco's they have decent food. I didn't even know that their food was that good. Like, but like their beef, I was like, whoa, it's really good. And their jardinera is a game changer.
That I do like.
Yeah,
that I do.
That jardinera is insane.
That is. So we said wings.
Yeah.
Wow. So, have you had Hangry's?
Hangry's are all right.
Oh, really? So Hangry's and let's say Buffalo Wild Wings.
They're both trash.
Wow. So who do you?
I mean,
who's your go-to?
Hangry's is overpriced. I mean, I don't knock on business down, but like their wings are overpriced. They're not.
They cost a little bit, a little bit of coin,
and they're not that good. Wings, man. I go to Crisp.
No, I don't even know about Crisp, bro. You got to put me on.
It's a Korean place. It's in Boys Town.
Okay.
Best fried chicken wings you'll ever have in your life.
Where in Boys Town?
I want to say Southport, maybe. Let me see. I'll tell you. Now you made me look.
No, go ahead and look. I technically never heard of it.
And then of course, it's on Broadway, 2940 Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fire. Soul Sassy.
You owe us money.
Soul Sassy wings. Do the Soul Sassy. That's the sauce name.
So what does it taste like?
Man, it's like a sweet spicy.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll put lounge wings are fire. Yeah, I give them their flowers.
Props. Yeah,
they definitely got some good wings there.
Yeah. Cool. I'm liking this. We're learning about food as I am dieting and I haven't ate all day. I'm looking at myself with my lips are white. My lips are white because I haven't eaten.
Hydrate.
Oh my God.
Hydrate, bro.
No, I was supposed to eat at 12, but I've been in here.
Should have told me. I would have brought you something.
Oh, it would have been nice.
I was cooking too. I made ribeyes.
I know. I heard when our last guest was leaving. You made some good food.
Yeah, I made some good food.
Me with the white lips, I look like Pookie.
Pookie.
Man, just give me that stuff. Anyways, we're going to dive deep into your life now.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for the ride? Are you taking us for the ride?
Let's go.
Nick Ramos, who were you when you were 10 years old?
Who was I? Man. A hyper kid who constantly got in trouble, I remember at the time, I was in 4th grade, and I was causing so much trouble. The teacher said, "You want to act like a kindergarten? I'm going to send you to kindergarten." Put me in kindergarten for a week. And I remember being like, asking the kindergarten kids, like, how do I do this? It was just, that's kind of where I was at. I was sucked at school. I was not good at school, constantly getting in trouble, constantly fighting. Didn't know how to find peace at that age. I was a tough age for me. Learning English, it took me like a good 2 years to learn. I mean, a year maybe or two to good English, 'cause I came here speaking Spanish. So like everybody, at the time spoke English, and it was tough for me. And then transferring school to school, I went to Drummond Elementary. From there, I went to Pritzker Elementary, then to Chase Elementary. I've gone to so many grammar schools. So it was challenging at that age. But, I had a roof over my head. I had great parents, and, I struggled, and, I found my way, I just kept, going at it. I had no choice because it was like I couldn't drop out at 10 years old. Mm-hmm. But if I had the opportunity, I probably would have.
Did you think you had a hard time in school because you were switching so much too many
I think it was just me. I was never passionate about school. I never cared for it. I always thought it was a waste of my time. you know, and I mean, don't get me wrong, like I'm grateful for all I learned and everything I did. You know, some of the teachers that I met in high school changed my life. You know what I mean? High school teachers, some of those teachers, I'm friends with them on Facebook, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I have great.
No, I'm jealous. I want to look up my grammar school teacher.
Yeah, no.
Miss Bowling, what's up?
Miss Isaac, shout out to Miss Isaac. She's my 7th grade teacher, and she's my friend on Facebook. She's amazing, and she was a big part of my growth. You know, I was a lost kid, so you know, teachers are so important, man. And I want to emphasize that, like, to all the youth and all the kids, like, teachers change lives. You know what I mean? And they're as important as your parents. That's what people don't understand, and they're so underappreciated. You know what I mean? So I'm big on that. I'm big on the teacher world, but at the same time, you know, I struggled in the school system. You know, I wasn't learning. I wasn't partly because of me. Didn't want to. I was constantly looking for trouble, talking in class, not paying attention, doing all those things. So it wasn't great. You know what I mean? I'm being as honest as I can be. It was a struggle, you know? But I think everything happens for a reason. So,
well, the struggle was pretty good for you because you're a multi. I'm sorry, you're a serial entrepreneur. So you don't get there for being dumb.
No, definitely not. I feel like, you know, a lot of it had to do with street smarts and the drive, right? I feel like that you know, and also, you know, the business, right? Learning the business etiquette, like. Now you have the luxury of having YouTube. You have the luxury of seeing all these amazing TikTok reels.
YouTube University.
You know, like you see things and you know how to do things. You're like, wait, if I do this or if I follow this person's teaching. I mean, there's so much free game out there. Like if you're looking, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like a good funny meme and I share those. My guys hate me sometimes. I'll send 20 memes, but out of those 20 memes, right, I'll send like one powerful one. They're like, oh, you know, I'll find that. And I'm still learning every day. I'm constantly learning something new. Or I'm learning ways to do things differently or financially. Like, oh, wait, if I do this, I do that, I can see more. You know what I mean? Like, it's a numbers game. You know what I mean? You're like playing, you know, a little puzzle, putting it together and figuring out what move, what's your next move, you know, so you can get ahead.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that was 10 years old.
10 years old.
Who were you at 15?
Oh, man, these are tough. I wasn't prepared for these. 15, I was Clemente, high school, you know, doing things that I shouldn't be doing, you know, trying to survive the high school world, you know, and, you know, in the wrong footsteps, you know.
I mean, it could be a tough school to be in if you're there to mess around.
Yeah, I wasn't definitely doing the right things. Try to play sports, you know, constantly just couldn't, you know, got in too much trouble. So didn't have that luxury, right? And then just survival at that time. High school was tough, but it was a great ride. Like I had so much fun too at the same time.
What's your favorite memory in Clemente?
Man, in Clemente, I started a riot one time.
That's your favorite memory.
This is a funny story. I lived, not a riot, but it was more of I got in front and I had a bunch of people follow me and I led the charge through the whole floor. We all cut. And it was like, it was powerful. I feel like that was my moment. I was like, yeah, like I led a whole crowd of people. We just walked out. We did a walkout. And I was the one that started. And I started chanting. And I don't remember what I was chanting.
Yeah, I was about to ask you.
I can't remember. It was something vulgar at the same. And then everybody started yelling it, and then they just followed me, and we walked out. Security couldn't stop us all.
I'm pretty sure Clemente has some kind of footage on this.
Shout out to Security Willie for letting me open that door with no hesitation.
Man, did you still have Officer Rios there?
Oh yeah, Officer Rios was. Yeah. Oh, you mean Mrs. Rios or
Officer Rios?
David Rios?
No, he was a CPD officer.
Oh, no, maybe.
Yeah.
I was in the third floor. Did you go to Clemente too?
Yeah, I graduated in 92.
Oh, you graduated in 92? Oh, yeah. So you graduated with some of my people, yeah. I got in there in 96.
Okay.
Yeah, so
maybe Rose was, I think Rose was still there. He was a cop, man. He
had white hair, I'm assuming, right?
By that time.
Mustache, glasses.
I don't know if he had glasses. I don't remember glasses.
I was in that little room once or twice, you know, on that third floor.
That was Rios.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah. But he had it also on the walkway.
Yeah.
he had the office right next to it, right before when you walk across, almost into the gym area.
Yeah.
He had an office right there, and he used to grab us. I used to gangbang.
Yeah.
He used to grab us. You want to gangbang? All right. I know your mother's not gonna say nothing. She's not gonna say drop your pants.
Yeah.
What? Drop my pants? What are you about to do? Boy, you better drop them right now. What? Big old ruler, boy.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
He didn't play. He did not play with gangbangers in that school.
Yeah, no, everybody knew, like, if you gangbang, like, security knew who you were, especially, like, at the time, like, it was that school was mostly one gang, you know what I'm saying? So me being from another gang didn't work out so well, right? But
what do you mean? It was one side of a gang because you had your folks there.
yeah, for sure. Folks. I mean, but it was like, we won't even get into that. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. Yeah, but it didn't matter because at that time, like if you had the right stuff, like everybody was your friend.
Ain't nobody gonna bother you.
Yeah, everybody was your friend.
If you're mad cool,
yeah,
ain't nobody gonna care what side you're on.
Until war started, then friends.
Then you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Your friend gonna turn.
That's gangbanging in the '90s was different, man. Yeah. Now it's this internet stuff.
See, I was late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah,
by '92, I was done.
Yeah,
I became a father.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what changed me too. I think like 2002, I had my son, and I kind of just like, but that follows you for a while. It followed me for a while.
We're still doing this number.
Yeah, I said that's forever.
Mm-hmm.
This is the mentality.
No lie, it was like 20 or 30 years, no, about 20, 25 years later. Someone recognized me that was on the opposite side of me.
Mm-hmm.
And was trying to start something with me. I'm like, we old men, bro.
That's
relax.
Insane. But it's happened to me before.
Really?
It's happened to me, and it ends so well.
So I guess since you're here, it didn't end so well for that guy.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't end so well. So I mean, I look at it like this: like if you're a loser still, that's on you, bro.
It's like, we got to grow out of that. You know what I'm saying? We're saying we're doing it for the neighborhood. No, we're not. We're doing
Definitely not.
We're doing it for clout.
It's crazy too. I think the saddest thing I see is now being. A lot of these cats, they look up to me now. They look up to me for a different reason because they see the same person, it's in a different situation. Mm-hmm. And they want to see how they can get to that situation, which I'm not a gatekeeper. I give free game all day. Like, you know how many people reach out to me online, and I help them. If I can help you with something, I'm gonna help you. Now I'm not gonna be giving you money like a lot of people just ask for money. That I'm not doing, right?
You ask me for money?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. You already know how that goes. Even when I was broke, they asked me for money.
I'm broke every day.
Me
broke
too.
Every day.
Yeah. But when it comes to free advice, all day, and I could lead you to this person. This person can help you do this.
You
do that.
can connect people.
Yeah. The Rolodex. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's up to you. The rest is up to you.
You can lead them to the river. If they want to drink the water, they drink the water.
For sure.
They can't. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. So that was 14, 15. Who are you at 2021?
My life changed. I think that's when I started seeing like life was real. Like okay, I need to start making moves. And I didn't do the normal college and get a job. I got lucky. I got a great job. I had to find a good job, but I found a great job in the hotel industry, and it kind of led me down a road of success, working my way up from the bottom, you know what I mean? So started as a customer service rep, picking up phones for Hilton at the Towers on Michigan Avenue, making $12 an hour at the time was, I was like, all right, it's not a lot of money, but I was doing my thing on the side, hustling here and there, doing promoting, doing whatever I could, passing out flyers. Like, all right. I was hustling everything you could think of. I was. If there was money, I was making it. I was trying to make it. Yeah. So I never depended on one job, even when I was a shorty. Like when I was a shorty, when I was working at the dog kennel, I was making that $75. I was stretching that money. I was going to, cop something and make more money out of that. That was kind of like how the business mentality started. And most people don't understand is that some of the most successful people started in the wrong side of it all. Yeah. And it just takes...
Because we didn't have those opportunities given to us.
Like nobody to teach you about credit all that.
Especially that. My mom didn't teach me about credit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I learned about that later on when I ruined it. You know what I'm saying? And now I got to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
People will give you, hey, you want to buy some new sofas for your place? Here you go. Sign this right here. Okay.
That's it. You're in debt.
You're in debt.
Yeah.
You're done. And that was actually my first debt.
That was.
It was a sofa. It was a sofa.
I think I was 20 years old when I claimed bankruptcy. I was already 60,000 in debt. They gave, because I had good credit. My dad, one thing my dad did, and I did that for my son. My son's actually more mature than me, though. He actually handled his credit really well. As soon as I was 16, my dad did a co-guarantor credit card. Okay. So that happened. I had a $300 credit limit. And he said, always use it, pay it every month. So I did that righteously. By 18, I didn't need him no more. They sent me credit cards on my own. Right. I was getting $5,000 credit limit credit cards, $7,000. I was like, whoa, what? So, I bought a car. I bought a brand new car when I was 18.
Give me the loot.
I bought a 2000 Chrysler Intrepid, brand new from right here on Cicero, the Olympic dealership.
Yeah.
Pulled that thing on my own, with my own credit,
right.
my own money. Then real bills started coming in. I started using the credit card. Boom, 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 boom. Fast forward 2 years later, I'm like, I'm 60,000 in debt.
Don't know what to do now.
File bankruptcy. I had sheriffs dropping letters at the crib like, hey, you got court for. I was like, what? I got to pay all this money back. I don't have it. You're making $12 an hour. How am I going to pay $60,000 back in debt? So what happened was I filed bankruptcy, and I learned a valuable lesson at a young age. And I'm glad it happened young because, and no knocking anybody, because sometimes we all go through our stuff, and people are claiming bankruptcy right now in their 40s or whatever. But I mean, I got to learn that at a young age. Yeah. So I learned never to make that mistake again.
Never.
Like my credit is top tier right now. And it was funny when I tell people, I claimed bankruptcy when I was 20. They're like, what? You? Yeah, me. Because I didn't know how to handle money or credit.
Wasn't taught.
Yeah, I wasn't taught. Mm-hmm. So I taught my son, and my son, he's on top of it. Like, his credit score damn near 807, and he's 23 years old.
Killing it.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's had a credit card since, and I still stay on him. I'm like, hey, how's your credit? Do you owe anything on your credit card? He's like, yeah, like $600, but I paid. I'm sending $300 this month, and I said he doesn't send us full $600. He doesn't have it like that. He's still working or whatever. So I was like, as long as you pay it off,
keep that card at 30%, man.
Keep exactly. He knows that. I taught him that rule while ago. He loves it. He's big on music and all that. So he bought a computer and speakers. He spent like $2,500, right. But he was like 1,000 cash and the rest on card. And I was like, no, use all of it on credit card, and then just send that cash right away. So you
get that and get those points.
You get them points. That's why I said, now I'm teaching him the points. Now we get into that point world.
Points go a long way, man. You have a whole vacation on those points.
Yeah, my points, I be using them so fast they don't even last. They come in, they go, phew, you know what I mean? It's like, whatever.
You did have points, sir.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So now you're a little bit older now.
Yeah.
So I can't go too far in the 50s because you're nowhere near 50. Well, you're close to 50, but you're not 50.
No, don't say that. I'm 42, bro. I'm close to 40.
I'm
closer to 40
bro, there's nothing wrong with 50,
no, but I'm maybe older.
I'm 51, bro.
Yeah, but I'm closer to 40 than 50, bro. I'm going backwards.
This man thinks he's 35.
I identify at 37.
So let's say 37.
Yeah.
Who were you?
37, I knew where I was going. I had a plan, and I executed it. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, as soon as I turned 30, it's kind of a game changer. But 37, I was like, I know what I want to do. I know that I need to be entrepreneur, and I need to. And when people say entrepreneur, like, that don't mean just like, oh, I have a business and I'm an entrepreneur. No. I mean, like, figuring out how to make the money work for you instead of you working for the money.
Let's go. People need to know that money works for you if you do it the right way.
Exactly. And I think that's the game changer. Like, it took me a while to figure that part out because it's so challenging, right? But now I understand it a little better. And I'm not a genius or nothing, but I know that if I make the certain move, things could work out for my favor. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm at a point in my life where I know where I'm going. I know what I want to be. And reality is I just want to be happy. And I want to have more time for me, for my kids. Time's flying. Like, my youngest daughter, which was my baby, is 8 years old. Mm-hmm. And I see her every day, and I'm like, oh my God, like our moments, those little moments of, my little princess, they're going away. My daughter's 14, right? The other one, it's a game changer. When I FaceTime with my 14-year-old daughter, as you saw like 5 minutes ago when she called me, compared to when my 8-year-old, she's so excited, all that stuff to me makes me want to be there for her more, be more present for them.
So it's like what they say, you want to buy your time.
Yeah, man, I do. I just want to. And that's what I'm trying to aim for right now. That's the main reason I'm quitting, the hotel industry. This is my last month for that. I want to be able to take them to school, pick them up, which that's a luxury. To me, that's being rich. I feel like that's more than having money. That to me is the best part of life. Like being able to pick up your kids and not depend on people all the time, because we have to depend on grandma. We have to depend on our friends.
After school programs.
Yeah, so much, right? But like now it's like, nah, like, I'm going to make sure that I'm there for them and that's part of it, That's
awesome.
One of the biggest reasons.
What was your first business?
Legal?
Yes.
Okay.
Legal.
I guess the real estate, you know what I mean? The doors, you know what I mean? Like rental income. I remember it was funny because I'll share this. I had, and this is my wife now, but at the time she was my girlfriend and she was about to be my ex-girlfriend at that moment. But she told me, and we were in Miami, we were having dinner, and it was funny. I had like 6 cars at the time. And I'm a car junkie, as you know, right? And she said, yeah, he's got 6 cars and he doesn't even have a house. And I looked at her like, what? But I understood what she actually didn't even know. She pushed me that day because she was right. I said, I do. I have all these cars and I don't have no property to show.
But that's 100% true. It's crazy.
Yeah, I like cars. That's the best way I can say it. I didn't never looked at it. Like, dude, I remember my first, one of my good friends actually told me this when I was like, I think when I was 27, I bought my first Range Rover.
Okay.
I was 27 years old, and that was like a goal of mine. When I was a young kid, dreamed of having a Range Rover. And at 27 years old, I got to get a Range Rover.
Nick, that's still a goal of mine.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Nick?
But yeah,
He's flossing over here. He's flossing.
No. Hey, man, I kid you not. That was the worst decision I ever made because I bought that Rover, and there was a house that I got approved for. That right now, that house was $285 at the time, right? Mm-hmm. It was by like Wood and like Ash over there.
Over there, Bucktown.
That house is worth like $900,000 right now, and I didn't buy it because I bought a Range Rover. So, boom, slapped myself, right? Yeah. I made wrong decisions with money at the time because cars were my weakness.
You want that whip?
Yeah, but like honestly, like the when I first got that property and I said, hey, wait, I can make a little money at the end of the month after paying all the bills. This is mine. Okay, well, I wonder what happens if I buy another one. What happens if I buy another one? And then I was like, that became like a little mini salary. I was like, that's what it becomes. And people don't understand that. It comes with, like we said, it comes with headaches.
It does, but it also comes with perks.
Yeah.
Because owning property and owning equity,
you
can do a lot.
Pull money out, he flogs.
To make more money.
Make more money. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but it's like a 401k. Right now, prime example, my buddy called me today and said, man, he's like, are you losing money in your 401k? I'm losing like $1,000 every day because of all the stuff that's happening. And I was like, I don't even have a 401k. I'll be honest with you. I cashed it out in COVID. I cashed my 401k. It wasn't a lot. I mean, it was because I had cashed it out again, like in 2008, probably to buy that Range Rover. Yeah, right. So like, it was like, it wasn't a lot of money. So I was like, they were doing no penalties because of COVID. I was like, man, give me my money. I don't know, the world might end, and I want to at least die with some money in my pocket, right? So I pulled it all out, and I looked at it like this. My properties are my 401k because they're increasing, right? There's no money dropping. There's not like, oh, we lost $1,000. Yeah, the market crashes. It crashes because it might crash again, right? The market might crash. Homes might,
It's looking like that a little bit.
But I'm not planning on selling anything right now. So like,
I'm planning on buying.
Yeah, if anything, I'm planning on buying. So 20 years from now, that's my 401k right there. So I look at it like that's the best investment. That was my first business. I honestly say the properties, owning the doors, you know what I mean? And it took a while, but I did it, the right way.
Right. Would you say that was your best business right now?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
No. The barbershop is one of the most, I want to say the barbershop is a great business because I love the barbershop world. I love what comes with it, right? The brotherhood, the fact that, it's a staple in the neighborhood. Like our barbershop, it's been open for 23 years. I don't know, Omar Sanchez owned it before me. Okay. He sold it to me 5 years ago. But he had it for 18 years and he's still there. He has a chair there. He comes included with the barbershop. I was like, so that's my brother. I love him to death,
Let me make my money.
Yeah. Like he does real estate, but he loves cutting hair. And I
love that you allow that because you know why? Think about this. He still has those customers.
Oh, he does. And he, not only that, all the barbers love him. Like, there's jokes, like he's He's part of it. Like that, that's his, that's his brand that I took and I kind of just kept it alive. You know what I mean? So he's always gonna get his flowers, and he's a great friend of mine. You know, he's one of my good buddies that I can always count on. Right. So that business is great. But if you ask me what my best business is the venue, and I'm not talking about just financially. It's just I'm talking about. It's what I love to do. It's what I've been doing in the hotel industry, and doing concerts and doing promoting and all that. That all goes hand in hand. So it was like the perfect finish for me. Like for me to transition into a business that, out of all the businesses that I have, this is the one that made the most sense. Like the barbershop made no damn sense because I don't cut hair. The bodega liquor store is just a liquor store like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the venue. This makes sense for me. You know what I'm saying? This is what I've been doing.
That's funny you say you don't cut hair, but you did cut hair before.
Yeah, the dogs, the wow-wows. The wow-wows don't count.
So you should cut dog hair.
Yeah. Hey, shout out. One thing I will say, though, I didn't cut their hair, but the shop that I worked at, they used to cut Oprah Winfrey's dogs. They're Cocker Spaniels.
Really?
Yeah, the twins. There were two Greek girls. They used to cut. The assistant used to bring Oprah Winfrey's dogs there.
So that shop was in a really good neighborhood.
Oh yeah, it was on Lakeview. I'm sorry, Southport and Irving Park. It's still open.
Is it?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
City Groomers. If you guys ever
give them a little shout out,
little shout out. The Greek sisters, man, they old now, but they used to be hot.
Hey, old ladies are hot too.
No. I'm just saying.
Like a little jiggle under here.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, they're older. That's what I'm saying.
Older. Little, they're seasoned.
They're seasoned.
They're seasoned. Hilarious, bro. So, how long did you cut hair for dogs?
Oh man, it was like I feel like it was like a year. Like a year season, like from like 17 to 18. Mm-hmm. And then that's when the allergies got too much. I worked at a couple places too. I worked over there on like Damon in Chicago. I forgot what the name was, but that lady was she was, I don't want to say it, but she was a racist. Right. She was totally like, thought I was like, she was gonna like not pay me right. You know what I mean? So I walked out on her on like a Saturday when it was, she had like 12 dogs. I said, slammed. I cursed a lot of cursing words, and I said, blah, blah, blah.
Peace out.
And walked out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, I ain't got no money. I was like, what am I going to do?
I'm broke right now.
Yeah. Then I literally went, and you know what I did? As I quit, I went and I applied at a job place. As I was driving, I was like, man, I should probably stop here, see if they hiring. That's how I was. As I was leaving, I was like, yo, I'm going to apply here, apply there. I applied like three places before I got home. I was like, but that's the mentality that you have to have. Even as a kid, bro, like I had that mentality. Like, there was a time where I got fired from like, I kid you not, this is a true story. From when I was 18 till I was 21, I got fired from like 10, 15 jobs.
How did 10, 15 jobs?
Easily.
What did you do? On one of them. Let's say just one, because 15 is a lot to mention.
One of them, East. Well, I don't want to say the name, but in case I could get sued still. I had a company credit card.
Okay.
And I was putting gas in my cars. Remember I said I like cars?
Yes, they're firing you.
Yeah. I put...
Wait, on all your cars?
Oh my gosh. I literally was putting gas on both. I had two cars at the time. I was like, I'm gonna fill this one up. Let me come bring the other one. I'm gonna fill this one up. So they noticed that their company car was, because we were filling up the trucks with it too. They noticed that like, man, something's not right because the gas is gone. Like we're being charged so much gas. Yeah. So they started monitoring them. And then I got greedy. I was still getting away with it, but I got greedy on the weekend. I said, let me take it for the weekend because I'm gonna go to Wisconsin, blah, blah. I'm gonna need gas. And they checked my box and they saw it was missing. So when I came back to work, they fired my ass.
Bro.
Yeah, I was greedy. I was being greedy.
Wait a second. But you took the car to Wisconsin.
Yeah, to put gas.
And put gas in Wisconsin.
No, I put gas in Chicago, to be fair. And then on the way back, I barely made it just to put gas because I didn't want to pay I got so spoiled. I didn't imagine not paying gas for a whole year. Like a whole year, I didn't pay gas, bro. I was spoiled. I didn't even know how to act. So I literally would drive. That light was on E. I made it home. I made it. Okay, we Chicago in the line.
Because you knew not to do that.
Yeah, no, I knew better, but I got caught still. So what you do? What is it? What you do? What's done in darkness always gets caught in light.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I learned my lesson. Valuable lesson. But that was, I mean, other jobs. I got fired at Office Depot for selling weed, and they caught me on camera. The corporate came. They're like, somebody's like, "Ooh, somebody getting fired." I said, "Damn, I wonder who's getting fired." They're like, "Nicholas Ramos, can you come to the back?" I'm like, oh shit.
That would be me.
Yeah. And the guy showed me in footage. It was the funniest thing. He was like, you interview great. You're going to do well in life. Just don't ever say you worked here. He told me just like that. He's like, and I'm like, and literally it's me. I'm like, oh, all right. So yeah, I went through my motions, man. I had a lot of fails to find what I was good at.
To get your victories.
Yeah. So that's why I say don't ever give up.
So until you caught.
Yeah, until you get caught or on camera.
Right. You think you gotta give up a little bit. Who about that next?
I was like, I could even say that's not even me. I was like, that's not me. That's the other Spanish guy.
You were doing the Shaggy stuff. It wasn't me.
Yeah, I swear, man.
Oh my God. So what advice would you give someone wanting to start entrepreneurship? What advice would you give them?
Life is short. Stop overthinking it. Stop being scared. I think most people that want to do entrepreneurship are scared.
100%.
And the fear will always hold you back. And I think, because I was scared, I talked myself out of so many deals before. I kid you not. I talked myself out of so many deals before. I think the biggest thing is not being scared, but also finding something that you're passionate. You have to be passionate about it. You can't just be like, oh, it makes money, I'm going to do it. Because there's no happiness in that. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say here, oh, if you love what you're doing, it's not work. No, it's work. Believe that, it's work, because I be tired. All right? I know that. So it's more of your motivation, your determination, and how bad do you want it. If you want it bad, you're gonna figure out a way to get it. But the biggest thing is taking that chance. Jumping into that hole is probably the hardest part, because you're so fear. You're scared to fail. You're scared that you're not gonna be successful. You're scared that you're gonna lose everything. You're thinking all these negative things, and it scares you so much that you stay stuck at that job, and you believe that this is the only way. Oh, it's nothing wrong, And again, there's nothing wrong with working. Everybody works, I work too, you know what I mean? But it gets to a point where how do you figure out how to do both, right? Let me do both. Let me work, and let me also work on my dream. Eventually, your dream's going to pay enough where you don't have to work no more.
Hallelujah, yes.
And I think that's where it comes from, because look at me. I've been quitting my job for like 5 years. I kid you not. People be like, you still working? Like, they even be surprised. How do you do it? I'm like,
Just do it.
I just do it because I feel like I have to. But at the same time, you depend on that check. You start. It's a guarantee. It's a comfort thing. It's like, oh, I know that check's coming.
100% on that one as well.
Yes, but like you have to eventually be like, yo, like I think I'm ready. I believe in myself now. Yeah. Like I'm there.
I think that's one of the things too. They don't believe. Not only are they scared, but they don't believe in the vision they have or the purpose that God has given them.
Exactly.
Because you're working in your purpose, you know what I'm saying? You're doing what God has told you to do, as far as for you and your family and for others. Because it's not all for you, right? Because if you're building a business just for yourself, you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
You should be building something for yourself and others at the same time.
Always.
And that's how you become successful.
Yeah.
And that's how people keep on coming to you, because now they trust you because you're not being greedy.
No.
You're actually sharing that.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. You are also, but before I move on to that one, should they be scared of filing or filling out forms like LLCs or whatnot?
No, the LLC thing is a little confusing, right? Because a lot of people be like, yeah, I just got my LLC, but what are you doing with it? Like, what's your purpose behind the LLC? Like, you have to I think you have to be around the right people to learn the right things, right? Like, I have the luxury that I found good people, and they've guided me, and they've taken me under their wing and shown me this person can help you with that person can help you with that. So I'm that guy that if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not afraid asking for help. I'm like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. So like, I'll call my accountant and be like, can you help me figure this out? Okay, no problem. And they know what they're doing because they're doing it for 1,000 other business owners. Right. So they guide you the right way. And you have to have the right people around you to make those, because forms are scary, right? And all it could take is filling out the wrong thing, and it slows the process down. You're depending on capital that you're not going to get now. Now you're stuck here, and you were planning on money that doesn't even exist yet. You know what I mean? So you just got to be around the right people and find the right resources.
Yeah, Nick, I'm actually learning that now. So usually I just do things on my own.
Yeah.
And now I'm learning to just ask for the help.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it. I mean, I got this far, so it's good.
Yeah, this is great.
But like now, what's it called? the funding part. What's it called? Grants.
Grants. Yeah, grants.
The city of Illinois was given a grant, and I was hesitant on doing it. It actually is over tomorrow, and I haven't filled out the paperwork.
Are you gonna do it?
It's too late. It's too late. And they were giving anywhere between $5,000 and $250,000.
What was the grant?
It was a grant to expand your business. Like if I wanted to turn this into a warehouse, they would give you the money for that. I just heard about it.
Yeah.
Give me some grace. I just heard about it maybe a week and a half ago. So now I'm filling it out and I'm like confused because there's a lot of things they're asking. I don't know. So I'm like, square footage of what? And this and that. I'm like, I don't know this. But then I said, you know what? Let me reach out. And I reached out to I call her mom, but she's my church mom, to Ophelia. Shout out to Ophelia over there. Shout out to Ophelia. And she does that for a living.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, wait a second, she does do that.
She writes grants, professional grant writers. Yeah. There's people like that. I know a
like,
girl named Amanda.
She's like, you need this, you need this, you need this. You don't have this, Carlos, so let this one go. But we're going to find you some other ones.
Yeah.
find
That's
you some other
awesome.
ones.
God is great all the time.
Yeah. But that's me getting on my show and actually asking for help. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get this one for whatever they could give me, but there's other ones coming where
That'd be
I can
better.
see the vision. I want an event space like yours. You know what I'm saying? But I want it to be like this.
Yeah, like podcasts.
I want a podcast event space.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Where they could podcast and they could have like a stage or whatnot, and they could teach classes or whatnot if they want to teach a class, or have which I'm going to ask you later on, if we're off camera,
Yeah.
for the podcast summit. Actually, the podcast summit awards, which I'm thinking about doing.
And you know what? I'll say it live here. I'll give you the space.
Thank you so much.
That'll be my donation. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you.
Come on, that's crazy. That's bananas,
Yeah.
bro. Don't make me cry on my own show, bro.
I will, brother. I will. I mean, you know what? I'm in a different scenario right now. You know, and things are in a better. I'm in a better situation than the last time. You see what I'm saying? I can afford to do that now. You know what I'm saying? We sit down, we figure out a day that makes sense for both of us, and you got my space. My space is yours.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
all God.
Yes, sir.
All God. Thank you.
God bless you, brother. We're gonna do great things, man. That's what I say. Surround yourself with good people. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna do greatness. You know, what you're doing is important. What you're doing is needed. And I feel like what's the good, right? If we can't work together, right? So we work together, we figure it out.
Amen to that. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right, now that I got emotional, I'm lost now. I'm so sorry.
It's all right, brother.
So, Nick, next 5 years.
Yeah.
What does that look like for you?
Man, I just want to be healthy. I want to be my mind, my body, my soul. I just want to be happy, you know, whatever that means. I don't even look at it like successful or nothing. I just want my family to be healthy. I want everybody just to be happy. You know, I want to be able to provide a good life for them. I want to make sure that they got everything they need, you know? And to me, that's the most important thing. Everything else is just extra, you know? Like, I feel like God has blessed me so much already, and I feel like the only thing I can do is just keep being myself, you know, not change nothing. I feel comfortable saying that I'm at peace, you know what I mean? I haven't been in peace in a long time, so.
That brings us up to this. There's a reason why you're sitting there.
Yeah.
And it's God appointed. I believe this. You know, I'm a Christian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're giving back. And you're giving back in a way where you've given back before, and I'm pretty sure you're giving back throughout your life and your businesses, through your businesses. But through this particular place you have now, the Chicago Theater Works, you're actually holding something for men that have been through some kind of trauma or just need some kind of help in their journey of life.
Yeah.
And I know it's blessed me because I'm a survivor. I'm crying on my own show. And you doing that, and then seeing the men that are there, men that I look up to, I can't reach up there and knock down the camera, bro. Thank you so much, bro.
It's great. That's a great assistant you got there, huh?
Men that I look up to,
Yeah.
were in the same room I was in. seeing Mikey over there, comedy producer, because I used to be a comedy producer as well.
Yeah.
And knowing that all of us go through this. All of us go through some stuff, some kind of trauma in some point of our lives. And you opening the doors because you went through some stuff yourself, because you've been through some traumas, and you've seen your friends go through some traumas where they have taken their lives.
Yeah.
What made you do that? You don't have to.
Oh, man. I think, honestly, I've lost some friends to suicide, but I think the last one really hurt me because I saw, I was expecting it, and that's what I hate to say it like that, right? We were struggling for like a good 2 years where, this kid, I got him. I mean, I know him for a long time, but I got him a job with me. He's working with me for 12 years, but we went to high school together. But I got to see his struggles up front, up close, and constantly getting messages at 1 a.m. when he was going through things, and I had to talk to him, and I had to be like, hey, man, you're good. God is good. I need you to go to church. I need you to go work out. I need you to get your mind right. You need a therapy. I helped him as much as I could. And he did. He tried. And I think the last time I spoke to him was January 23rd. And he said, hey, Nick, can you help me write a lease for a tenant? Because he had a tenant moving into his building. And another thing is I helped him, figure out how to buy his first building. He's
Awesome.
He used to tell me, he's like, man, I'm trying to follow the blueprint. You show me the blueprint. And he was on his way. Mental health is strong, man. Mental health is so important. And so after talking to him on the 23rd, never would I think a week later, my friend will call me in 3 a.m. and say, hey, this guy is dead, took his life. So it was there and then where I was, I was going through my emotions and trying to figure out, like, man, what could I have done? What could I have done different? And I mean, I picked up every call. I never not picked up his call, because when I saw his call, I knew it was something, And the first thing I could think of, like, after mourning his death, was just figuring out how we can give back to our people, to our men, right? That are going through this, because I've gone through this. I mean, I've been in dark. Like, it's always the happy, that's always joking around, that probably suffers the most. And I'm that guy. I'm the guy that makes everybody laugh. I'm the guy that's always constantly trying to. But I've been through 2 dark times, and everybody does. But I knew how important it was for me to be like, hey, I have a space. How can I utilize that space in a way that can help others besides helping myself?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, I called my buddy Omar, and, me and him had talked about, it's funny, we had talked about it 5-6 months ago before all this happened. I said, hey, man, I want to start something like a men's circle. I told him, and that was like 6 months ago. And he's like, yeah, that would be great. I said, will you help me? And he's like, yeah, because I felt like Omar was the right person, because he's really good at talking to people and all that. And I felt like, I always call him the wordsmith, you know what I mean? So,
okay.
So he was the perfect person to partner up with originally when we were doing this. And he told me, he's like, yeah, let's do it. And we just never did, because life's busy.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I said, hey, I'm ready. Let's do it. And we did it. And we had Chris from Mental, you're wearing the cool merch. Shout out to Christopher.
Coffee, hip hop, and mental health.
Yes, sir. I reached out to him. Never met him in my life. It was funny because, he was reserved. He was hesitant to talk to me or help me out. He was very dry in the beginning, and I said, maybe this guy doesn't want to help me, And again, I was trying to figure out how to conduct this meeting, because it was my first time doing this, and I was just I didn't want it to be just not organized and all that. And we got on the phone call, and then he saw my point of view, and he saw how serious I was about it. So he said, hey, I'll help you, monitor the first one or whatever. His goal was just to come help me lead the first one. And here we are, we're 3 in, and he's been leading all of them. And now, we have a partnership. Like, hey, he said, you open your doors and the men have responded. So let's continue to do this. And I'm excited to say that I will continue to do this as long as we need to. And eventually I want to do it twice a month. I feel like every time we do it, we get a new person.
Yeah.
Like this week, we did it last week, and here comes this 6'4" dude with a chef jacket. Totally, like, literally just came from work, right? Totally a person that you would never expect. Like, he seemed, I don't want to say, like, because we all seem normal, right? But he seemed like he didn't have a worry in the world. And when he shared his story, we were all like, wow. Like, and then another gentleman. And it was one of those powerful, like, you're there and you're like, man, like, we really need this. Like, if there was not a doubt in my mind that we need this more than ever, like, hearing all these men speak, and you think you have problems, but then you hear other and like, man, this is a big problem. This is bigger than us. But I mean, the stats speak for themselves. I mean, you see how much men suicide. 80% of suicide is from men.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it has to do with the fact that we have this pressure on us to be providers, to be leaders, and to constantly say that we're okay when we're not, emotionally in tune to share our feelings. We can't sit here like women have that gift where they can sit with the beautician and, girl, he's stressing me out. I'm done. Blah blah. We hold that in.
Even with the barber.
Even with the barber. We'll talk about sports.
Yeah.
Talk about boxing.
Talk about
this.
cars.
Yeah, talk about cars. But we ain't talking about like, yeah, man. Right now my mental's not good. Right now I'm not happy. Right now I feel sad inside. Right now I feel darkness. They don't talk about that, and that's what my place is for. To share those feelings with other men that are going through the same thing. But not only that, share guidance, uplift each other, and help each other out, and figure out how to make your situation better. And even if it doesn't mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying that we're going to fix you, right? But what I am saying that is there's a bunch of brothers in that room that are going to uplift you and help you.
There's resources in that room.
And that's it. It's a networking event too.
Right. The people that I some people that I knew, it was more than Mike Yo that I knew in those rooms. In that room, that circle, there was a lot of guys there that have resources.
Yes.
To not just financially, forget about financially, but places that could help you.
Yeah.
With the journey of mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed that. I found it in church with my pastor.
Yeah.
Thank God I went to him because God knew who I needed, because he knows my foundation, which is Jesus Christ.
Amen.
But it doesn't always have to be a church.
Yeah.
There's good everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And you're giving people their first foundations of having stability in their mental health crisis. And I honor you for that, because maybe they won't have that stability somewhere else, or that guy to talk to, that new networking guy, I met him at this place and I was worried about this, but he helped me out with this. You know what I'm saying? Or he referred me to this therapist, or he referred me to somewhere else, this hospital, or he put in my heart that maybe I need to take myself to the hospital.
Absolutely.
And maybe not try to fight it on my own. Maybe I need to put myself in there. Because sometimes if we don't, as you know, we should be walking to these places when we're getting those thoughts.
Yeah.
And we should be taking these things more serious when we're getting those thoughts. Because I'm saying live, right, on the show, I had a rope around my neck. And God broke the pipe, a steel pipe.
That's crazy.
I had a shotgun in my mouth. I tried to do it a couple times, and I had my pastor ring the doorbell. So we all together as men can lead other men to not just salvation, but salvation in God as well. Mm-hmm. And let them find themselves, because we're just lost.
Yeah.
We're just lost in our misery or whatever traumas that we have. But when we have people like you opening doors, people like my pastor being there,
yeah,
it changes the world for us.
Yeah.
Right now, my pastor is one of my best friends.
That's awesome.
We argue a lot because he's a Bears fan, but it is.
You're a
what
Green Bay fan?
I'm a Green Bay fan.
That's why you asked that question?
That's why I asked that question.
Jesus Christ, I didn't even know that.
But I'm only a Green Bay fan because of him.
Oh,
because he got on
make him
my
mad?
he got on my nerves one day, and I was like, "I'm a Green Bay fan." No, you're not. Yes, I am. And then I turned into a Green Bay fan because I saw the stats and I started
Like, oh,
watching.
they win. You're like, oh.
I was like, why am I
yeah.
going to root for somebody else? Anyways, because he was there for me, and he didn't have to. He's got a whole church,
Yeah.
4,000 people. You know what I'm saying? And I know he can't get to all of them, but he got to me, and I thank him for that, and I thank other men for that, for a men's group, right? Because I went to the church men's group, and that was great that I went there because I got friends now from 13 years ago now since I've been going to church. They're by my side, and they see it in my eyes when you good? Nah, you ain't good. Let's go talk. And then let's go pray. Let's go have dinner. You know, let's go play some pool. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I don't go through those things no more. But you never know if you're gonna go back. And if I'm there and I feel I'm going back, I always call my pastor, of course. But if I can't get to my pastor and it's a Tuesday night, come on, somebody.
Yeah.
God just opened up a place for me to go to. And even if I speak or don't speak, I feel I'm in a room with the right men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And hear something like a Chris or you talk. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I think everybody, I think last Tuesday, one gentleman said, he's like, thank you for doing this. You don't realize how much you've helped me. And when he said it, like, when some people talk, you can tell when they're being real and who's just saying it just to say it. But I can see it in his eyes. I can see it in his body, like in his body language. I was like, man, like this is crazy that this has become now a necessity. You know what I mean? And I feel like in Chicago, we don't have enough places like this. We don't have, besides the church, and not everybody wants to go to church, as crazy as it is. Yeah. That was my biggest thing. I didn't want it to, my way, my first thought was like, man, actually the first person I reached out to help me was, oh my God, he's from New Life too. I play baseball with him. And
Renee?
Not Renee. Renee's awesome. My brain just shut down. But anyways, I reached out to him, and I told him, listen, I was like, I want to bring you to help me lead this, but I don't really want to make it about church, because
Omar?
No, Omar.
Somebody else. Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you know when it hits my brain.
I'm like trying to think.
Yeah, but and he's like, no, absolutely, don't worry. We'll figure it out. But he actually canceled on me the day of. Not by something. Had to take care of some family business.
Of course.
Nothing.
Sure it was a good reason.
Yeah, he's a great man. So nothing again. But it was like, I guess, and I think that was the biggest thing, right? Like, I want to make sure that we focus on what the focus is, which is helping the men, right? And I think I think that sometimes when you mix all that together, some people won't come because of their beliefs. Their beliefs are different, or whatever the case might be. You might
have a Muslim there. You might have a Christian.
And we
there.
did on last week. We did have a Muslim there. It's funny you said that. I mean, he was. Yeah. And then, a Filipino guy, he's probably Christian. Most Filipinos are Christian, but it doesn't matter, right? Like, it's diverse, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
it should be diverse.
Yeah, and that's what makes it different, you know what I mean? And I hope it keeps growing,
It's gonna keep growing. You're doing a good thing, bro. You're doing an awesome, amazing thing. From a guy like me being in there, I'm letting you know.
Thank you, man. Great. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys like you and Mikey O for sharing it. And, Mikey O has a following. So when he shares something, people listen. And we actually, some of the people that came last week say, oh, Mikey O wasn't even there, but last week, because he was, I think he was still in Mexico or something. Yeah. But he still shared it, and people came that were representing him. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate everybody that shares it, because your uncle might need it, your brother might need it, your cousin might need it, somebody, your son. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said 18 and up, because I've had some people reach out to me and say, hey, my 15, I was like, I don't think I think 18 is the right number, because I feel like 18, you're already transitioning to that manhood. Like, you understand life is real. 15 is still a little too young. You know what I mean? I feel like, I more than help them.
I say you could always give resources.
Yeah.
And Christopher's a great resource.
He is. He is. He has a youth day too that they work on, for teenagers and stuff. So I gave the info to her.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Just send them that way. So, so you're retiring from your job at the hotel.
Retiring means when you no longer work. That's not the case, but I'm just,
No, you're retiring from that job.
From that job, yeah.
That's what I said. That particular job.
job.
From the Hilton. Mm-hmm. Usually when you retire, you give yourself something for all the hard work you put yourself through. Is there another car coming, bro? Because your wife wants us to know. Your wife wants to know.
No, I got too much going on right now. No more cars. Well, I am repainting the Chevelle. That's going to be ready in like the next 2 weeks. That's like having a new car now because it's freshly painted. But nah, it's more of, you know what, man? I'm just grateful. I mean, it's going to be bittersweet, man. That hotel business has been my bread and butter. Like, it taught me so much. You know what I mean? I learned so much about life. I met so many famous people working in this business. I met
at the Hilton. Yeah.
Dude, I met Bill Clinton. I met Ed Norton. I met I can name drop some Jude Law. I met so many people, famous baseball players, basketball players. Like Allen Iverson, Dr. J. I met so many people. And when I say I met, I personally shook their hand, talked to them. Dennis Quaid. I had coffee. I had coffee with Dennis Quaid. Like, who can say they had coffee with Dennis Quaid?
I can't.
A whole coffee. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Ed Norton was probably the coolest person I ever met.
Okay.
Yeah, I met him in the elevator, and we chatted, and we walked out together. Like, and then I was like, all right, it's time for me to move on. Yeah, but
I'm going to make it feel weird. He's going to feel weird.
Yeah. I can't follow him now. Yeah, but I think just the people too, like they became family. I've known so many people for so many long. Like one of my good role models, Andrew Finn. He hired me when I was a young kid that had no experience. He's actually the general manager at the Hilton at O'Hare, at the Hilton O'Hare in the airport. Yeah. He's proud of me. He's like, man, I'm so proud of you. He's like, he's seen my growth from up front. You know what I mean? So like, he sent me a message not too long ago, and it made me like. It kind of choked me up a little bit because I realized, like, here I am, a 21-year-old kid who, teenage. I was a young dad. At the time, my son was like 2 years old, struggling to buy him a jacket because baby mama called me. He's like, your son needs a jacket, and I had no money because I had, just so like I've been through it, man. So like for me, it's just like it hits me, and then it's like, man, I'm blessed. Like I really worked my butt off to make it here, but man, when I tell you it was all those people that led me here, like, you know what I'm saying? People like him, people like my buddy Barry, and, like that motivated me, that kept me uplifted, that kept me going, you know what I'm saying? Lamar, like all those people are kind of like the people that just made me in the hotel world, you know what I mean? And it's going to be bittersweet leaving, but at the same time, it's just like a new adventure. Like here I am to the new world of, let me figure life out.
Let me figure this out now. I got a lot more free time now.
Yeah.
Let me figure this
out.
out.
Not really, because I'm diving into a lot of stuff that's going to require a lot of my attention. But it's for me, not on nobody's time.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's the game changer.
You're not working for the man no more.
No. I'm working for this man now.
Amen. You're working for your family.
Yeah, for sure.
You're working for your future grandchildren.
Yeah.
And their future kids.
Absolutely.
Leaving that legacy behind.
Yeah, or some bills. You ever heard that term? I said, white people leave wills, Spanish people leave bills.
That's why we got smarter now.
We got to.
We think it's smarter.
Life
we
insurance,
got life insurance all day.
You got to,
all day.
Can't leave those poor kids with all that credit card debt.
Not that cheap one, life insurance either.
Oh, no, not
$10,000 that's going to go to your funeral.
I swear that's the traditional Spanish life insurance. Like, hey, listen, I got life insurance. Don't worry. Oh, it just covers the funeral. Okay, thank you. We don't have to do a GoFundMe. That's all good.
Yeah, we can get into that conversation. Wow, that's good. That's bananas. So, can you let the people know in this camera right over here, where can they find you?
All right, so I have a bunch of Instagrams, but I'm gonna give y'all the main source. I have the Final Custom one. I got the Wicker Park Bodega one. I got the Chicago Theater one. But I'll give you Nicky Nitro, 1982. Nicky Nitro, NICKY NITRO, 1982. That is the best way to reach me. And Nick Ramos on Facebook.
So the first one was Instagram?
Yeah, first one was Instagram.
Then second one was Facebook.
Yeah. We probably got 100 mutual friends, so soon as you type in Nick Ramos, you're gonna have we know everybody, the same people you know.
So Nick, I want to thank you for coming down for 2 Flavor Podcasts.
Yeah.
And man, this has been an amazing day, and I think you were the cherry on top, bro.
Oh no, thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you having me.
I know God placed us together back in your place a year ago.
Yeah.
For a reason, and I thank you for that. Gregory, can I get that, please? Camera on Nick. Camera on Nick. There you go. You can give it to him.
Oh,
Nick,
awesome.
you officially have flavor.
Oh, hey now. Yeah, and you got the right size too. Like, yeah. All right, good, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna rock that. That's nice.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, man, and
Appreciate
letting
you,
the
brother.
people know who you are. People that didn't know who you were, they just knew of this guy, right, that does a bunch of stuff. But now they know who you are and where your heart's at. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. Let's get it.
This is your boy Los, and we are out.
Awesome, brother.